Great. What's up, your guys? How you guys doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are officially heading to 80th January. Like we are at the tip, the peak, the climax of January. Yani January imeisha tu hivyo, kaput. Iishe alafu tuingie ile month yenye mnapenda kupea watu pressure huku kwa social media. Tell flowers, impande maua. Anyway, I don't know. I still don't know why people like the whole idea of flowers. Personally, it's not my preference. I'm not a flowers person. Like unaniletea maua, nishaipewa maua na mtu nikatupa dustbin. Nimejisema, but ilikuwa kitambo, many years ago, because I'm not a flowers person. You know, maybe other gifts, but I am not that kind of a person. I'm not into flowers. I'm just like, sasa hizi nafani peleke, nafani pande. I know it's a gesture of love, but woo, anyway, yeah, February is coming. No mwanza kutupea pressure huku na machi na red na kutia utoe pressure unnecessary, but here we go. Hope you're well. Let's get straight into some chat, and I'm so excited about today's topic. Now let's get into this. Now, gospel singer, songwriter, gospel sensation Mercy Masika recently took to her social media pages her struggle with acne. Now, the singer said that she has been struggling with acne for how long? For how long, guy. She was struggling with acne, and she said that after visiting various experts, her condition did not change. And you know, huku kwa social media, people can really give you advice, not only on social media, but even outside here. Watu wanakuona na pimples, wanakwambia, siujipake mrubaine, siujipake mafuta ya kupika, umejaribu acid, customer, umejaribu, you know. People have all sorts of opinions. She visited various experts, but her condition did not seem to go. And then she eventually went into the direction of prayer and fasting, and according to her, God directed her to take lemon and water. God just gave her a remedy. You know what? Just take lemon and water. She felt, guided towards that direction of taking lemon and water. And she said after a month, she was totally healed, and the scars, she was totally healed. And I don't want you to think I'm quoting this for myself. So she says, I quote her, "When I got to that floor, I had serious painful acne. Visited so many skincare experts, but then the painful pimples didn't go. But hey, God cares about the smallest things. Well, I prayed and fasted, and I was honestly led to take lemon and water after a month, and I had only scars and totally healed. The solution was in my kitchen." And guys, after she took this to her social media pages, now y'all know that tukipeleka kitu social media, huku social media mtu hawezi jitorora in peace, mtu hawezi kuwa too personal in peace. Si tuko ndo wanamgoja, ghafla ndo hao wanamgoja. And as usual, Tuko posted her, and after posting her, I do my research, guys. So me, when I took her comments, nasoma, and the comments there were mixed reactions, and and I thought I should ask you guys these questions. Now, let me first of all read some of the reactions, because you guys, before because that's my topic for today. Now, let me read you some of the reactions. User number 1 say, the post attracted different reactions. Some were positive, negative, some were criticism, some were, I don't know. But anyway, everyone has their own opinion, and they are entitled to it. And user number 1 said, I hate how people sometimes attach God with irrelevant things. Ungesema tu you prayed. See the rest of the story. User number 2 said, what kind of nonsense is this? People are fasting and praying to get jobs, give birth, and illnesses, and you're fasting for manicure? Woo! Akiamnanga chills. Shida watu inakuwa gani lakini. Anyway, the third user said, some of you ask God for some qualities of men you want God to give you, and a woman asking for smooth face is underrated. I beg, I will even fast and pray for a tummy if he's, because God is my daddy. Sister, I'm with you 100%. Now guys, let me tell you, when I was reading the comments, of course, people are positive. Yeah, people are also giving their testimonies. God also led me to do this. God also led me to do this. And I thought I should pose this question to you. When it comes to making our request known to God, when it comes to prayers, when it comes to asking our Father for things, is there something like a petty prayer? Is there something like a small prayer, a petty prayer, a funny prayer? Do we have something of that sort? Because the reactions that I saw on social media, I think it's interesting how people think that, I feel like people feel like God is someone who resides in heaven, anakaa huko heaven, mnangoja ni ule mtu mwenye as in hayuko kwa nyumba yako, as in yule mtu mwenye ana reside, anaishi specifically pale heaven. So when we are asking him of things like niko na acne, what should I wear, we feel like those are petty things. We feel like those are funny prayers, and we are like, you should ask for cars, you should ask for God to give you a child, you should ask for God to give you a house. We feel like we are stressing. People think that now God is that person who gives us just the big things and is not interested in our small things. We are stressing him like people have serious things they are going through, and those are the things that should be taken in God, to God in prayer. And I'm like, guy, anyway, I don't know. I fail to understand the perspective of people, because God is not someone that resides in heaven specifically, and he's like busy and he's like trying to put our lives together. No, God is all able. He's God all by himself. So when you wake up in the morning, he is in your house. And if you have a personal, intimate relationship with God, I think some of these things we ask for and how you relate with God really depends on the kind of relationship we have with him. If you feel like, no, God can only bless me with a car, but he can't heal acne. If you feel like God can only bless me with a car, but he can't tell me what to wear, that is not, according to me, this is my perspective again, I don't think that's how you should relate with your father. I think you should treat God like someone who actually cares about you, someone who cares about the small things, someone who cares about the details of your life. Actually, me, I think God lives in my house, and he's just anatuanga kwenu, but he lives in my house. I feel like, people really treat God like God is this person who lives in heaven, has a seat there, and is busy, he's trying to fix people's lives, so tumpeleke zile vitu important kwanza. No, let me tell you, small problem, huge problem, things, they are all the same to God, because he is God wadau, he's your father. And the word says, nishaanza kupreach aki. Anyways, let's go. The word says that if our earthly fathers know how to give gifts unto their children, how about your heavenly father? Manze hakuna kitu haizi kupea. So we should, when I read those comments, I was like, kweli we treat God as if God is only interested in the big things. Like, no, he's too busy. We are stressing him by asking him to what am I gonna wear? Where do I go? What kind of a man should I date? Like, we feel like we should only ask God for properties. No, God is our father. And when I wake up in the morning in my house, I tell God, thank you for waking me up. I tell God, oh, by the way, what should I wear? Let me give you a story, guys. I used to be the kind of a person who, before I wake up in the night before work, I lay out my clothes. I say, this is what I'm gonna wear, because in the morning you don't want to take all your time. So I used to lay my clothes before morning. And guys, some few weeks ago, and I used to be that person, some few weeks ago, I got to a place and said, you know what, I can actually wake up in the morning and feel a little different. You might just wake up in the morning and the spirit is all over you, and you might feel like showing a little skin, you might feel like showing a little slit, you might feel like putting an off shoulder, you might feel like putting a kitenge, you might feel something different. Like the spirit can actually give you some different vibes in the morning. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna be waking up in the morning and asking God, what should I wear? What should I wear? And first of all, before I lay, let me tell you, you might lay out those clothes the night before, and then you wake up in the morning and be like, boom, I'm in a good mood today. I need to wear something sexy, something and sometimes we actually wake up when we are not feeling that, when we are bloated. I say, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and let Jesus decide my vibe. That's what I do nowadays. Apart from like special occasions, like there are special occasions that you put on the clothes before, because maybe there is a theme, or you just want to try out how will that one work. But when it comes to places like work, and sometimes mtu fika home kama umebit, umechoka, uko like, guy, nava nini kesho. No, nowadays I stop that. I wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and say, boom, I'm out of my bed, thank you Jesus. Sasa, what should we wear? What should I wear? Like, imagine he's interested in the little details of your life. He's interested in the if he can answer prayers like give you a car, heal someone who has cancer, what can God do? Let me tell you guys another story. My dad, about 2 years ago, my dad was in hospital and he was sick and he was in a bad shape, guys. He was going, he was in a very bad shape, and he was in a private hospital first, and then he got transferred to Kenyatta. And we used to pray because he was in a bad shape, and we were just praying. And my youth pastor, I remember even one night tulika Kenyatta 2 days before we were admitted. And that's why when these guys are telling us about BBI, I'm like, can you push things like fixing our hospitals and fixing, stop ati mna push BBI, yani kuna vitu important. Anyway, we stayed in the hospital before he was admitted, because before he was admitted, we stayed in the hospital like 2 days. By staying in the hospital, I don't mean like tulikuwa tumepewa bed. No, tulikuwa tunalala kwa corridor msee. I remember I went home during the night, and then I went to job the following day. And the following day, bado napata my mom wako huko. And then the following day, I remember my pastors came, my friends, my pastor came, my friends from church came, and we prayed, and we were really praying for God to reverse and to just heal him and to make a way, because kwenye alikuwa ametolewa private before, walikuwa wamesema ati watamfanyia surgery. And then unajua this private hospital, sometimes they just want your money. Kusema ukweli, saa zingine they just want your money. So we just thought that ilikuwa kichwa. And sometimes the kichwa is a complicated part, and he had actually had a surgery like 15 years ago, and we thought tukifungwa kioko kia higoromani, I don't think I can survive. So we thought, well, let's go to Kenyatta, because as much as Kenyatta is a public hospital, and sometimes being admitted there taking time, and it takes a lot, but the doctors in Kenyatta are actually at least wanakufollow step by step, at least wanafuatilia, hawako too hasty ati ndo wapate hiyo do. So imagine we actually went to Kenyatta, and God reversed the surgery. Yani miraculously tu madaktari wakasema hapana, we won't operate on him, tutampea dawa itasaidia kutoa whatever was affecting his brain, because I think alikuwa na clots. Okay, I won't get into the details. Walisema ni dawa tu tutampea, and then atenda tu akistabilize, and God reversed that surgery. And from that time I learned a lesson. I said, how comes we are very comfortable with asking God heal cancer? We are very comfortable with asking. I was very and it hit me later, and I said, how comes I'm very comfortable with asking God to heal my dad, but when it comes to things like what should I wear, who should I date, hizi vitu bona tunafeel ni kama indo nafaa nipeleke God na isifai nipeleke God. No, he's interested in the little details of my life. If he can reverse a surgery, surely he can reverse a husband that is not meant for me. If he can reverse a surgery, surely he can tell me, no, that top does not look good on you. If he can reverse a surgery, surely he can tell us, no, drop that friend. Surely, we should not underestimate the power of God in our lives. We should not estimate the fact that God is interested in our lives. So guys, there are no funny and petty prayers, and we are not stressing God. Hatum stress God, by the way, ako in charge, anawezana ni yule msee. So guys, don't feel like you're stressing God. This year, ask God the little details. When you wake up in the morning, ask him, what should I wear? When you get to a place and you feel like you're not, God has given us the spirit of discernment. Ask him, should I be here? Like, are these supposed to be the people I'm supposed to be with? Should I apply for that job? Should I go to that place? Should I, be friends with those people? Should I do this? Should I do that? The little details of life. He's interested. So guys, tusionani kama tuna stress God. Apana, nothing. There's nothing like petty and funny prayers. God is with you, and he's interested in those small details and the big details and everything. So pray. Yeah. Oh, I hope I've delivered, man. Have a fantastic week. See you on Monday.